youth, arts, culture, Spectrum. Right now on TRAXXfm.
11:20 a.m. on the clock. Of course, every Tuesday we have Spectrum on Trax. So yeah, we are also on Facebook Live right now at TRAXXfm Official. So you can head on over to say hi to our guests, leave your comments, ask your questions, anything like that. But like I mentioned earlier on, today we are talking about net safety for teens. I mean, as we all know, social media is kind of taking over many of our lives right now. So especially with young people, not even us adults, like young adults, young people, young teens. So we're going to be asking our guest for today, Mr. Kamal Affandi Hashim, who is a crime analyst, some of his insights. But first and foremost, good morning, Mr. Kamal.
Good morning, Al.
Okay, can I just say, you look really, really cool for a crime analyst.
Well, it's like a mirror. Whatever you're saying to me, come back.
Oh, that's really nice. So it's really cool. You can come on over and say hi to our guest for today. But okay, let's dive straight into it because it's very serious nowadays, because I work with a couple of kids myself and they're always like, oh, you haven't seen this trend? I'm like, aren't you 6? How have you seen this trend, right? So before we dive right into it, UNICEF estimates that 1/3 of internet users today are under 18. So what are some of the risks associated with the internet for this age range?
Well, exposure-wise, there are a lot of things that are going on because the internet is its own world. And you could have exposure in terms of social issues.
Right.
You could have also, the negative part of it is civic disengagement, disobedience, and clashes of values. I am more prone to believe that if a child, in this case any children, not able to adapt to this technology,
right.
I believe it's going to be difficult for them in the future. You know, my generation is not native to technology.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not that old, Alice.
I know. Look at how you're dressed.
I was born just slightly, under 2000, year 2000.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not the millennials.
You're like younger than me, so yeah.
Is that a scam or something, eh? Okay, so what happened is that this exposure come with a price. And but if we are able to mitigate it by using or understanding the risk management aspect of this, we wouldn't have a problem. I'm also a member of this National Child Council,
right?
Yeah, recently appointed. So this council acts to encourage, urge, or also think about what do we do for the benefits of children in the future. And a lot of time we have a problem in assimilating, is that right. word? Yeah, technology with them, because their culture or subculture is quite different than adults. So UNICEF would have a convention on children, rights of children, for example, CRC, and then they also have forced labor and all. But all in all, what we can see is that, although the majority, well-groomed, do understand the tools that they have in their hand, we have just slightly, a segment of these children who should be controlled in the first place.
Yeah, of course. And you mentioned that you were recently appointed the child... what was that?
You're having problem with me also.
No.
National
Children
Children Council.
Council. So, what is Malaysia's current statistical trend? Yeah, in your opinion, like in
you have normal followers, people like you and me who are very lazy.
You're right. You're right.
Sometimes we take a look at it. Sometimes we just say, "Oh no, it's okay," And then you have these far left extremists.
Right.
Like, who use this internet information that they have to bully someone else. So we kind of have the saint, and we kind of have
the devil.
Yeah, the devil, the demon in them exposed to this. But all in all, if we were to equate this with the real, real life, real life, it will be a problem because most of them use virtual persona. Yeah,
You mean like not real person, right?
not real person, but they vent their real anger through internet,
Like
through social media.
And that's how cyberbullying occurs, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So that is quite alarming because, like, when kids receive comments like that, it will definitely harm them, and then they will do it to other people, and then the cycle just begins and just keep going, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So there are age limits when it comes to having a personal social media page. So what is your opinion on this?
Well, the limits presented 7 sets of rules. Mostly, generally, 13 years old and younger shouldn't have a social media, could not have, or rather, to look at it differently, these social media will absolve themselves from any actions, lawsuit and all, if a child is under 13 years old.
Right.
But, well, today, you know, even cats have their own social media page.
Yeah, but it's run by their owners, you see.
That's the thing. So if parents are the admin for such Facebook, will it be an offense? No. Right? But if a child who is under 13 years old, say on standard 6, and he or she might have this, would that pose a problem? Well, in a way, a fair warning had been given to you not to subscribe to any of this, but you decided against it. So although it might not be an offense, but you already broke the rule.
But it is, let's say, like what you mentioned, right? On Facebook, there actually is, like, when you want to create an account, it's kind of like, oh, are you 13 and above? So if let's say I lied, right? Like
everybody lies.
Everybody lies. So if I lied and said, yes, I am 13 and above, which I'm not, but yeah, it's not illegal, right? You won't go to jail, right?
No.
Yeah.
It will shift to guardian or parenting. So who are the parents? If you're looking at the Child Act 2001 or 2016, any way you look at it, there is a clause where guardian or parents will be responsible for this, or because of the act of irresponsibility, so that child get in touch with an act or any interaction with bad elements, then the father, mother or guardian would be responsible for that. Yes.
Right. So then it will be the guardian or the parent's fault, right?
Yeah, basically because they don't have enough money to buy, laptops and all that. They misuse it. So what we are looking at is actually control. So lack of control is the problem.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one thing I want to talk more about is about the online trends on social media. I think recently on TikTok, over in the United States, not in Malaysia, thank goodness, there's this challenge, and it resulted in like kids' deaths and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So what are your thoughts on, popular online trends on social media platforms like Instagram or TikTok?
At that age, you were rebellious, the best. Yeah, I was. I know. I was too. Unfortunately, yeah, don't we all? Yes. So again, the problem is that to me is about control. Yeah, because if you do not do what your kids are up to, when you give them the gadget, and it does not come with responsibility, and this is where it separates reality and fiction. This is where they begin to think that they should also live their life in this social media world of phenomenon. And this is a problem when it comes to challenges and all that. They go like, okay, I have to accept this challenge because it's at that age with the hormone and all that raging through, you kind of being put off if you're not able to accept the challenge. So it's dare or die. And sometimes it's so silly and stupid that it led to their death. Smart things are available also, don't forget about it.
Exactly. There we go. But right now, though, we're going to take a quick break. Coming back, we'll talk about how you, as a parent, can manage your child's online time and online safety. So stay tuned.
Feel good radio station.
Make me feel good. Anywhere, anytime. TRAXXfm.
On air. Online. TRAXXfm.
11:33 a.m. on the clock right now. If you're just tuning in, we are talking to Mr. Kamal Affandi Hashim, the crime analyst, and we're talking about net safety for teens. Okay, so coming back to the interview, obviously compared to earlier times, not really taking a dig at either of us, Mr. Kamal, but yeah, compared to earlier times, parents today have greater responsibilities for the safety of their children. So, what kind of actions do they need to take to ensure that they are aware of their kids' online activities and that they are safe?
I'm not sure about parents have more responsibility nowadays comparing with those days, the good old days.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, perhaps, they have more challenges than people who had lived before that. So parenting skill are the same, but the challenges differs between generation. And one of the things that they might want to see is a prevention plan in any of whatever they want to do with kids. And then the second one is intervention plan. Okay, what does that mean? Number one, to prevent it from happening in the first place. The art of preventing.
Yes.
You need skill, you need some sort of like diplomacy, if you like, to prevent it from happening by telling them, okay, this is your timetable. If you want to go surf the internet, this would be the time that you are going to do it. And right after this time, at midnight to the very morning, you're not going to, explore internet or use it. So, and then the usage of bad words. Whenever you come across bad words, I don't want you to have this and that. Okay. That's a sample of it. And if you were to shift or go on this intervention, what if, there had been involvement of kids on the internet? Okay, when I say involvement, we talk about hate crimes now. We talk about child pornography, perhaps, and also there's grooming parts, and when someone incite the kid, to leave the house and all that, what can parents do? So these are the things that we have to look in segment. Try prevent first, and then if something goes wrong, you go into intervention. And if at all that you have been done or doing have a problem in it, a flaw in it, then you might seek help, because the third process is rehab. Rehabilitation, where you have to kind of not only the child but also the whole family. They are able to do all this because of the time that been given to them. The opportunity is there for them, and without guidelines. And it can be haywire. What I'm saying is that parents should be able to introduce some set of engagement with kids. I'm not saying that some people have this amazing theory that by cutting off their child with internet, things will be better. No.
That stopped working during my era as well.
That will be worse because friends would lead them to that. Okay.
Exactly. Just now you mentioned a little bit about grooming, right? So, what is grooming in this context? Like, what? Can you give an example?
Oh, this is wonderful. I've been working with children's department in the welfare department, and under the Ministry of Women, Children and Family. So there's a lot of things that we discover. But coming back to your question, the grooming part. Okay, so what is time? Time is infinite. No one can measure time. But let us take a simplified method of understanding time. Parents will go to work. Child will be on their own for 2 quarters of a day? Perhaps?
Yes.
But when parents don't have the time, guardians don't have the time, even grandpa, grandma don't have the time, the only person or body who would have access to time and unlimited access to time would be pedophile. They have all the time to be the substitute to fill the vacancy, if you like. I'm sorry, it's quite blunt, but that's how I put it. You know,
Right.
we are not being able, as parents, guardian, you're not being able to offer time for
Their
children
kid,
under
yeah.
your care. So what happened is that slowly these people will sip through by using whatever tools that they have. In our case,
Right.
technology is the tool. Yeah. So those were the days when people like Li Shan, right?
Those were
not
the
not
days.
not a real name. This is fictitious.
Yeah.
Fictitious
Of
name.
course,
yeah.
of course.
Okay. So say
Yeah,
he's free
exactly.
to do whatever he wants to
Yes,
do. But
yes.
nowadays, maybe he's a criminal, so he has to go and seek potential victims or
Right,
victim.
right.
Yeah. But nowadays, no. You know, we are bringing them inside our house if proper care is not being taken care of. Yeah.
Exactly. There we go. So what kind of indicators should parents watch out for if their child's involvement in risky online activities?
Well,
I think I would know one, which is when the credit card bill comes over to their house and the kid has purchased something.
that must be Rose.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It must be Rose.
But yeah, what kind of indicators should parents watch out for?
The underlying factor is that the saddest part is that sometimes we're not being able to detect at all because you don't even present in their life. You're not being present in their life. But anyway, the general ideas is that if there's any changes in their behavior, right, they become reclusive. For example, they starting to show odd behavior,
Right.
or then locking the doors, you know, and then they don't allow you to go through whatever history that you might have in the system, and they begin to receive gift. Okay, this is another problem that we face. Okay. Whenever parents walk into the child's bedroom, their
Right.
child's bedroom,
Right.
what they will be looking for is any item that goes missing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, especially from master bedrooms. If there's
Yes.
anything
Yes.
missing, look at the child's. Go to the child's room and see whether it is not there or not. This is a problem. You should also be able to see is there any additional thing inside the room. You know, for example, they receive gift. You have to be curious. Who? Yeah.
Exactly.
If it is from people like me, perhaps, you know, it's understandable, you know. But no, whatever uncle or auntie that sent it, the parents should be in the know.
Exactly. There we go. So, coming back to this one, what is the most effective method for parents to teach their kids the value of good internet safety? Because you mentioned just now, do a schedule, a roster to be online, like, okay, after 12 o'clock until the morning, you're not allowed to be online. So what other effective method can parents take to teach their kids the value of good internet safety?
Well, there are softwares that we're being able to do with the assistance of software. So what we can do in actual sense is that if you don't have the time to do it, you could have someone else to do it.
Right.
All parents are members of PTAs, Parents Teachers Association, so it can be done through that. But if you do have the time, say 30 minutes or 10 minutes of the time, ask the child, okay, what have you seen today on the internet? Yeah, or did you read about? Or you could ask a general question like, did you read about that incident in Tokyo? What happened? You know, just want to understand where did they go?
When
they served. So the other thing is that by ensuring the appropriate software is being used, you know, like for kids, if you were to go to YouTube, which is general like YouTube, like for us, you know, you type a word, it goes multiple choices. Yeah, some of them are uncensored.
Yeah.
And you could have downloaded this YouTube for Kids, where a sanction will be there for any words, any whatever in their database. Yeah, that won't be accessible by kids, by children.
Right.
You know? But again, that is risk avoidance 101. Now, what about we do have risk assumption also as part of a risk management element. You could assume the worst. And what you can do in response of that is not to totally stop your children from surfing, but instead guide them. Okay, show me where you have been, right? Okay, let me tell you where this go. You know, there will be someone this and this. But nowadays, it's not only general information. This is very dangerous. Nowadays, also games are dangerous because you could have stopped everything, but you allow them to play games, online games, and if there's any interaction, I'm sure there will be some kind of transfer of
cash,
bad vibes.
Oh, bad vibes,
going through there.
There you go.
That's things that you might want to be on the lookout. But I'm accepting your challenge now. I'm going to do this with my eyes closed.
All right. Okay. If you guys are wondering what we're talking about, head on over to our Facebook page and say hi to our guests. We'll be coming back and answering some of your questions online. So stay tuned.
Direct to your home, in the car, or at work with 50,000 watts of power and no satellite dish required.
Good sound starts now. TRAXXfm.
12 minutes till the top of the hour, and for those of you who are on Facebook Live right now, thank you so much. They're saying Ronnie, Rose, they're saying hi to you, Mr. Kamal. Joe says hi as well, and he says, Encik Kamal speak in English today with an exclamation mark. Why?
Wow.
Don't you normally speak in English?
Normally people listen to, they watch me over time. And,
right.
Majority on a problem.
All right.
So English is very rare.
I see. So I thought you were going to do the challenge thing.
I'm going to do the challenge now.
Basically, Mr. Kamal said...
Now, this is basically what we're talking about, when the challenge for kids, being dad to do something. And this is what we do even as adults.
Yeah,
exactly. But we do it for fun.
We know that it's fun and
we know the consequences. We know what's going to happen. The phases of it. But kids, no, they're doing it out of rage.
Yeah.
They can't be challenged because it's a raging bull inside, and they just want to take it out somewhere to vent.
Yeah.
If you like, being a kid is like a tube. A tire which has a tube, and everything is there. The air is there, and then there's a small puncture, and all gushes out from there. So.
Right.
This is where what actually happened. But touchwood, we alhamdulillah in Malaysia, it's kind of we are all Malaysian. We are taking care of each other. This is what we should do. We haven't had yet incident where children, schoolgoers, for example, are involved in extreme act
that causes death and stuff like that.
Causes death and all. Directly. Or perhaps they would do something much more sinister. By luring or working with criminals to lure a friend their age to do something else. So this is where we don't want it to happen, and we would have to work together more or less on this issue so that we could have a safer Malaysia in the next 5-10 years.
Right, exactly. And like I mentioned earlier on, I mean this is opinion nobody asked for, haha, but I'm gonna say anyway. I work with a couple of kids, and then every time they're like, my friend is doing this, so I want to do it too. I said, so this is my...
How do you respond to that?
I said, if your friend eats poo, would you eat poo? And then they say no. I said, so why? So do you have a better advice than my one?
I would say go ahead.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Okay.
But do you realize if something goes wrong, what would happen to you? You're okay with it, you know?
All right.
You receive complimentary, that's fine. But what if someone condemned the act and your parents were to see it and they can't live with it? So what do you think happened to you?
Okay.
So instead, what I encourage parents to do, or kids themselves, is to channel that negative energy that they have into something much more productive.
Right.
Sports, for example. You have the anger between you and me, perhaps. Okay, let's settle the score during sport event.
Right.
Yeah? Let us see who can jump further. Right?
Who can run faster?
Yeah, who can run faster? I know I can. When I was in school, you know,
Yeah, of course.
the teachers were chasing me, and
Even now, you still beat me, but yeah.
So these are the things that we can do, but unless we do it as Keluarga Malaysia, as a big Keluarga Malaysia, there is a chance that it might not work. What I'm saying is that we have to be able to work in unison together, because we experience similar problems. You can be anyone, you can be from whatever ethnic there is,
right.
But the value, the problem itself is the same, dealing with kids.
Right.
And we would be able to do this greater with shorter time to shape this if we are able to see our common ground. I mean, eye to eye speaks frankly about our common ground and how to tackle this.
Right.
Yeah, this is not just this is not a race problem. This is our problem.
Exactly. There we go. So before we let you go for today, Mr. Kamal, do you have any more information to share with our listeners? Because I know this interview could actually go on and on and on, but you know what I'm saying? We have time limits. So do you have any information you would like to share to our listeners, whether it's parents, teachers even, or young adults and stuff like that?
Well, if you have a problem, talk to someone. If you're really being accosted, is that the word? Yeah,
like bullied.
Yeah, bullied on the internet, or someone tried to befriend you and you are confused about things. Yeah, because of your social world is still small. The interaction with the world is still small. You think you are getting in touch with the world, whereby you are only getting in touch with part of the world. Go get help, or go ask your friends, go ask your teachers. Talk to your teachers that someone is trying to get me, do silly stuff or sinister stuff on the net. What should I do? Talk to someone. If you're not familiar or close with your parents, that's what you do. For parents or would-be parents or guardian, the things I can do, I know is sometimes you just don't want to accept the fact, because it's kind of you blaming yourself not being able to guide the kids. So what you might want to do is call 15999. Right. Yeah, that is under the Kementerian Pengguna Wanita Keluarga Masyarakat. You can call that numbers 24/7. They have the agents over there. You can ask questions. You can interact with them, and they might respond to this. They can respond to that. They can give you some ideas. Also, you could get in touch with NGOs. We have in Malaysia PS the children. I just love working with them because they are so specialized working with children. So you can get in touch with them. Google information for them, and in character building, it is important for everyone to be inclusive.
There we go. So thank you so much for sharing your insights for today. We've been talking to Kamal, Affandi, Hashim, the crime analyst. And if you've missed out the interview, you can head on over to our Facebook page at TRAXXfm Official and leave your comments. I'm pretty sure he will reply to all of them. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Kamal.
Yep. Thank you, TRAXXfm.
We will be back next week for more topics, issues, tips, and insights. Spectrum, youth, arts, culture. Only on TRAXXfm.